best with 6 picks this season.
It's the Lions and the Packers coming up next.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Green Bay's offense trots out, and just as it has been since Week 1 of the 2008 season, Aaron Rodgers leads the way, now in his 18th year in the National Football League.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Rodgers now to throw. And able to find Allen Lazard. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now Rodgers.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
2nd down at 5.
Rodgers to throw once more.
Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 45-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
On first down, Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Just a little bit too much heat on that. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So here come the Lions now.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 13 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Goff on third down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that is incomplete.
On fourth down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be.
He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
16 more on that one and another first down.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Rodgers now on first down. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. This will be, 38 yards out. Maher able to put this one through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive.
And you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's gone.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Goff a handoff here to Swift.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So pass interference to call. That's going to set him up with a 1st down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The officials letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the 1st quarter.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down, Swift.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Goff now looking to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here that's close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
DeAndre Swift with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to answer the early 3 points and take a 1st quarter lead.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers.
He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. The numbers last week for Tunyon:
8 catches, 107 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Rodgers' throw taken in by Watkins here.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we get everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers.
This one complete to Tunyon underneath.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Now, this defense for the Lions, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And again, it's Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Aaron Jones,
his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Packers have retaken the lead. They were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage partners. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Week 9 here in the National Football League. He'll have 9 weeks to go after this. We've got a couple of good matchups in prime time to wrap up the first half of the season. Tonight, Tennessee and KC in the AFC. And then tomorrow night, an interconference matchup. Baltimore and New Orleans from the Superdome.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line.
There's Goff. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. Goff finding Hockenson there for the Lion first. The Lions at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Goff. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, He just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. And that's out to the flat for Swift.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Goff now to throw. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. On 1st down, Goff. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
They'll run right here with Swift.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Goff now looks to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line.
2nd down and goal. Goff. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. James Mitchell with his first career NFL touchdown as they have taken the lead.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind him for a touchdown.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive spans 13 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not to any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now on 4th down.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Here's Williams to return. Dances by him.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Goff. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. To throw on 2nd and 10. Goff. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down. An inside give to Jones. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd, and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Here's Sterling Hoffrichter now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. On the return is Williams. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how they...
Swift is hit, and he coughs it up, and the Packers pick it up. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now Rodgers. And this is caught by Watkins. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers.
And the Packers are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. After the sack, here's second and 11. Now Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon. Thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And as they approach halftime, it's the Bears who are out in front. N'Keal Harry, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Minnesota Vikings. And on now to a check on the next-gen stats in that first half for the Packers. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Gone. He rifles one that's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
And their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Jones. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough at run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Up the middle, Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 33 and pick up about 4. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Aiden Hutchinson racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
The Detroit Lions certainly wasted no time in selecting Aiden Hutchinson second overall in the 2022 NFL Draft. He grew up just a half an hour from the city, started at the University of Michigan, and became an instant fan favorite as a local kid leading a new Lions defense.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one will not get there. It's all to the left anyway. It's no good, and that will keep this a 4-point game. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not, it's not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss. Goff on first down.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
Swift going to try up the middle. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a third down and 2.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2. Goff escaping and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dean Lowry drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the Lions punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
86 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Rodgers now on first down. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Here's a give to Jones running left. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Third down, here's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now they'll throw with Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 33. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
The give is to Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
So that a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field, thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score. But all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
After the interception, here's Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Play action. It's Goff. And that is incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
On 1st down, it's gone. And that'll be caught by St. Brown.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Goff. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right?
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Kenny Clark breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Here's a handoff to Swift.
He will push his way down to about the 14. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
They will run it with Swift here.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. After the penalty, it's jump. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their 35-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Goff. And this is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Goff, a handoff here to Swift.
Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. Goff on 3rd down. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander.
And the Packers are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Tell you what, partner, after the ice is down, he's going to be a nice man soaking a hot tub after this one. He's going to enjoy the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. On now is the Packers punter as he's on to kick it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it.
And he is going to have the Lions 1st down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating defensively. You're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw taken in by Chark.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
2 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Goff. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Throwing again is Goff. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Brings up third down and 2.
On third down, here's Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35. Here's Goff. And he wisely will throw that one away. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Goff. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Packers are right back in this football game. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From midfield, here's Rodgers. I guess they're in a situation now in 4th quarter where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard. Now Rodgers. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. Rodgers to throw. to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Tonyan from 3 yards out. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now it's gone. This pass complete to Reynolds. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other you don't want to give it back now on a 3 and out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Rashawn Gary. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And it's what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. And the Lions are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Boy, that's a tough one right there, CD. They fought back to tie it, to send it to overtime, had all the momentum, and then that interception.
That fighting spirit, those fighting plays that got them back into it, maybe a little too aggressive there, throwing the interception, and now they've opened the door to get beat by a field goal, coming back the other way.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. One team squandered opportunity. It's another team's chance to win this thing. They forced that clutch turnover, and now all they need is a field goal here to win this ball game.
Could not be set up much better, could they? A takeaway on defense, Now it's up to that offense to find a way to put themselves in position for the game-winning points. Touchdown, field goal, they don't care. Just find a way to win it.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Now Goff.
Across the middle, he's got it complete to St. Brown. Goff to St. Brown for the Detroit first down.
And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calling to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him.
Play action. It's Goff.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Throwing on second and long. Goff. Open man right side is St. Brown. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
A gain of 13 on the play. It's now third.
To the air again. Goff. And that will be incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
The Packers ready to take over offensively. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing now is Rodgers.
Able to find Lazard. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
When you're trying to win a game in overtime, I don't know that there's too many more in the history of the game you want under center than Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I think a lot of it's because he can beat you so many different ways. All right, he can beat you with the big shot downfield. Heck, if you need a Hail Mary, no one throws it better than Aaron Rodgers. But just when you think you've got him corralled in, when you've got pressure on him, he uses his legs to escape and create another big play, whether he's running it or extending it so a receiver gets open. I think he embraces overtime, and he embraces the spotlight that comes with it.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Watkins.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
An inside give to Jones. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Rodgers. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third.
Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, You can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
So it all rests now on the right foot of Brett Maher. And the defense is going to let him think about it a little as they use their second timeout here. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And we will play on here in overtime.
Oh, that's so deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game, and I'll get it done. With this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over.
This is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get in overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series was everything on the line then. Now you've seen what the defense is throwing at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Man, what a battle. I mean, what a game this has turned out to be, Charles, as we're going to have now a 5th drive here in overtime.
I don't know how they're doing it out there because the focus, the concentration, that has to stay as high as the intensity, and it's hard to do with how hard-hitting this game has been. But at this point, you've got kicking in your background. Can you go down there and put one through the post so we can all go home?
I don't think they want me down there, but of course we've said it multiple times. That's all it takes right now. 3 to win it.
And maybe a measure of revenge here. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, partner, it's kind of like a hot potato right now. Who wants this thing? Both teams have had multiple possessions here in overtime, and neither able to pull away with a victory.
And I think both head coaches are scratching their heads trying to figure out what strategy is it going to take to give us a chance to win this thing, because rarely do we see a game get this deep into overtime. And by the way, partner, your plane just pulled away from the gate. You're not going to get home tonight.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41.
Great stop by Devontae Wyatt, breaking through the line and stopping him cold.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And now the Packers going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And we will play on here in overtime.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw, it's Rodgers. This is caught by Tate. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
Drama, drama, drama. We saw all of it in this one. Overtime, all the way to the end of OT. The long field goal shot to win it, but they couldn't convert.
And because it's the regular season, we don't play more bonus football. We don't go to another period. It ended right there. You get one in overtime to get it done. Look, let's face it. That field goal attempt was a long shot to begin with. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended. But it doesn't go through, and it ends in a tie.